Hello and welcome to Beautiful Literature with me, Teacher Martha. I want to be very grateful to you for tuning in. And today, like I told you some time back, is that apart from literature, we also do life skills. And today is that day when we do life skills. And maybe I just want to say something, talk about something that probably I'm not very sure whether it's relevant to you. But I think in my life as a teacher, I've seen it quite a bit, and I thought I would want to tell you, to talk about it. And that is bullying. That is bullying. And I don't know whether you understand what bullying is. I'm sure you do. And I don't know whether you've ever been bullied in one way or the other. Has anyone in school ever bullied you? Has anyone at home bullied you? Has anyone even just been violent with you? Because I don't think we really need to go into the definition of what bullying is. But whatever you feel it's bullying, it's actually bullying. Any form of mistreatment, any kind of treatment that makes you feel harassed and stressed out and not handled well. Someone either through physically, some of it is physical. And sometimes I don't call physical and bullying. I call it violence, being brutal and all that. I categorize it as brutality. I categorize it as a crime. It is not just bullying. For me, I think bullying is more of emotional, where someone just decides to harass you and mistreat you and treat you very badly with words especially. And they will treat you in a way that make you feel, the words they use towards you, they make you feel like you really don't belong. They make you feel very, low about yourself. They make you feel diminished. They make you feel like you really are nothing, really. And so that happens a lot, especially in high school. There's a lot of bullying that goes on. And unfortunately, what I have realized is that most of the students will rarely report it, rarely. If you tell them to report it, most of them will not report. So I don't know whether you are that kind of a student who is bullied by your classmates, you're bullied by your schoolmates, you're bullied in the dining hall, you're bullied in class, you're bullied in the dorm, and people just, treat you so badly and you can't do anything about it. You can't tell any authority around you, you can't tell your parent, you can't tell the teacher, you can't tell the prefect. You just keep quiet with it and you're suffering and you're paining and you're hurting. And it even gets so bad until sometimes it even gets to a point where it's almost suicidal, where you are so in doubt of who you are. You feel like you're not important at all because that is how people, the world around you, have shown you. And it makes me feel very sad because nobody deserves to be bullied. Everybody deserves an opportunity and a space where they can be themselves. They can just live and survive and do their things. I mean, everybody has a right to live that way. But unfortunately, life is not like that. And we have people in the society who will not obey those kind of natural laws, because those are natural laws. It's nature. It's nature to just be good and be nice to people. It is nature for you to not do to other people what you need to want them to do to you. I mean, that is really just what is natural. But people just go against the grain and will do things deliberately just to make you feel bad. And I keep asking myself, how do you, because you at some point there's be very little you can do about the bullies, and because you may never change them, because nobody can change the other person. You may never change the person, but how do you respond? What are those things that you need to do to ensure that you're able to walk through that season until you're to the other end where you're not being bullied anymore? You're able to just walk around without watching and looking over your shoulder and asking yourself, who will come behind my back and call me a name and throw something at me without me knowing, or steal my book just to punish me, or steal my shopping, or just pour water on my bed, or pour water in my books. I mean, all manner of things that happen. How do you survive through that season? And let me begin by saying the bullies are just, I don't know how to describe them, but the word I use to describe bullies are cowards. That bullies sometimes are people who are dealing with their own personal issues. They're dealing with their own struggles. They're dealing with their own challenges. And unfortunately, instead of learning the best way to deal with what it is they're dealing with, unfortunately, they'll vent it on other people. They will pass it on to other people. They will actually project it on other people. And some people say that hurt people hurt others. That statement is true and wrong. It's not everybody who is hurt that hurts other people. There are people who are hurt from wherever, from home, from somewhere else, and they necessarily don't hurt people. They're just good people. And there are people who hurt other people and they're not really hurt. They're just like that. I don't know, how would you describe that? They're just evil people. Let me use the word evil. Because when you treat the other person until the other person cries and makes them feel so bad, you're evil. You're not behaving well. You're not being kind. You're not being caring. You're not being concerned about the welfare of the other person. And so therefore, you realize that bullies are, most of the times, are coming from somewhere. It may not be that they're hurt from where they're coming from, but they're dealing with issues that they don't know how to deal with, and so they pass it on to you. So how do you deal with bullies? Bullies are like sharks. Sharks, I hear that they really are very sensitive to the smell of blood. When they smell blood in the water, they come running to where the blood is, and actually they will thrive in that because that's a feast for them. And bullies are like that. Anytime a bully realizes that you're afraid, your level of confidence is down, your self-confidence, your courage, your strength, your energies around you are not strong enough, they are not high enough, they take advantage. They smell that fear, they will come after you. And one of the things personally I know of to deal with bullies, because by the way, you're not the only one who's bullied as a student. Even as adults, we also get to be bullied. Once in a while, you will come across a boss who will just a bully, a supervisor who is just a bully, a colleague who is just a bully, a neighbor, a next door neighbor, a shopkeeper. Sometimes you wonder, I thought I'm coming to buy services from you. But the way they talk to you, you don't even want to even look at what they're offering. People on the streets, the makangas, can just decide to bully you. Anybody can be bullied. So it's only that sometimes as adults, we have learned along the way to know how to deal with it. We fight back. But as a teenager, as a child, sometimes it becomes a bit difficult for you to do that. And that's why we are here, to help you know that you don't have to live with bullying. You can stand up for yourself. And so the one thing that bullies thrive on is fear and that sense of I can't fight back. And I keep saying that one of the things that you will learn how to do is to stand up for yourself. It's stand up for yourself. Build some confidence within you. I don't know how you would do that because everybody has their own way of doing it, but build confidence within yourself such that when someone tries to bully you, you will stand up straight, shoulders high, chin up, and you will actually confront them. And I don't encourage people to go physical and to fight back, because sometimes that fighting can escalate into issues that you never saw coming and you never intended. And it doesn't have to be physical, but you can stand up for yourself. You can actually, someone throws a bad word at you and you don't just telling them, Mungu anakuona. At some point, ni vizuri hata wewe umuone tu, and stand up for yourself and answer back in a way. You may not call them another bad name, but it's important for you to stand up and tell them, and what did you call me? Is it me that you're calling that? And you're calling me a monkey? You're calling me a whatever? It is important for you to tell them, repeat that again. You with that face that on you that I can punch you anytime. You're not intending to punch. But the fact that you have stood up for yourself, and by the way, when you're addressing bullies, it's important for you to do that when you're standing. Like not when seated. You stand up and actually take a step towards them. Sometimes that confidence alone, that courage itself will actually it may not stop immediately. And sometimes when you challenge them, it doesn't guarantee you that they will stop. Actually, they may actually want to fight more. They actually want to intensify it, so that just to show that actually you have not won anything. First they are shocked that you're standing up for yourself. Then they want to confront that. They want to fight back. But you keep pushing, you keep letting them know you can't talk to me like that. You can't say like that about me. And I'm not very sure what your situation is, but I want to ask you to try and build courage within you. And a friend of mine tells me that one of the ways he was able to overcome bullies is that through keeping fit. He was so weak, even physically, he was slender, but he made sure he did enough sit-ups and everything, and lifted weights. He didn't put on weight, but he knew he was physically fit, and he was not doing that so that he can get into a war and a physical fight, but he needed to build something within himself so that he knows, but I'm not so weak physically, I can fight if really I needed to do that. So when he did that, he built something within himself, and he knew that if a chance comes and I need to fight, I will not be knocked down. And so therefore, you realize that he felt like at that moment he gained some space for himself. And I want to ask you, whatever it takes that builds confidence in you, is it talking to an adult around your life? I hope you have a parent that you can talk to. I hope you have a teacher you can talk to. And sometimes you're not even talking to them so that they can fight your battles. They don't necessarily have to fight your battles. I know I have seen in our family helping the children to just deal with the issues that they have around them. And when a bully has bullied them in class, and you tell them, tomorrow when you go, I want you to respond to this and this way. When he says this, before he even says, I want you to do this, 1, 2, 3. When he says this, I want you to respond this way. And then you're like, I know when you respond this way, he will respond this other way. When he responds that way, you need to respond the other way. You see, an adult is able to see something that you're not able to see. They're able to see a step that you're not able to see. And that adult will take you through how to deal with it. And sometimes an adult may need to come through and confront that bully on your behalf. But the best thing is for you to be able to build yourself up in a way that you can confront. Don't allow anyone to bully you. You deserve better. You really deserve better. Those girls who will keep making fun of you, oh, you're not beautiful, oh, you are so dark, oh, you're what? Find ways of rebutting that. And they say, oh, you have pimples all over your face. You're so black. And tell them, yeah, I know they're black and beautiful. And I don't know how you do that, but you need to find a way. If you have put on some weight and they are making fun of you and calling you all manner of names, you need to find something to reverse something to counter that. When they say this, you're not fighting back, and even tell them, I have no problem with that. You're having a problem with my big tummy. You're having a problem with my what? I don't see where that your problem is coming in. So can you just let it be. Let me be. And I want to wish you well. In your emotional health, you deserve better. In your emotional whatever, you deserve to be loved. Don't allow anyone to bully you. Bullies are cowards. They are brutal. They will not back down until you stand up for yourself. In the next time, we'll talk about practical ways of how to deal with bullies. Maybe in the next time, we'll do that. Let me hear from you. Have you been bullied? How have you dealt with it? Let me hear it in the comment section. Thank you very much.